Sagittarius, we're going to do your weekly reading for May 11th through the 17th. And this is for general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Become aware of all your feelings in this moment, both physical and emotional. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-card spread with the Osho Zen Tarot first. We're going to do your past, present, and future, and then go into your weekend reading. Please help me, Sagittarius. For your past, we have existence. So you're perhaps starting from the beginning and realizing that just, existing is quite the you manifested this existence, this moment, and it's wonderful. Kind of enjoying every moment mindfully, just being fully in it and experiencing it wholly, and seeing all of the riches around you, and knowing that with all the possibilities that you got to this point, you can really manifest quite the new beginning from this now point on. And then in your current situation, we have the Dream, 6 of Cups. So this is kind of like more of like a question with the Osho Zen Tarot. Why does this dream have to be your reality? Because some kind of fantasy, whether it be like work or a relationship or whatever, if you invest something in a fantasy or something that isn't realistic in the first place, then you're setting up your partner for disaster. You're setting up yourself for disappointment. So when you go after a fantasy or some kind of dream relationship, it's when it's unrealistic, it's not grounded in reality, then you're automatically putting yourself in this kind of like situation where like, well, that was disappointing, or so, but we'll clarify all of this. And then for your future, we have success. So in some aspect of your life, you will find success. I mean, the heavens will just like rain down blessings upon you. You're going to feel like you're riding on top of the world, and everything like that is just going to have like this really blissful, vibrant, happy feeling. It's kind of like the 6 of Swords. We're going to go into your main spread now with the Shadowscapes deck, and then clarify with the Rider-Waite deck. Sagittarius, May 11th. For the 17th, Sagittarius. For your current situation, we have the Emperor in reverse. So, with this Dream card we have here, the Dream and the Emperor, you might be feeling a little disempowered by fantasy, by some kind of wish that you had that wasn't realistic to begin with, and kind of like set yourself up for like being disempowered, or just feeling like uprooted and really just like out of discombobulated, because I kind of feel right now like discombobulated in my brain and like lost. So with your recent past, we have 2 of Swords in reverse. So there was like a serious indecision here, where you just like your heart was wrapped up in a decision that was extremely hard to make. So we'll clarify that. For your abilities this week, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So you might be feeling a little bit drained and depressed and unable to kind of like, be there emotionally for others, including, especially yourself, just kind of like emotionally drained. This could be, you able to manage that. We'll see what the clarifying cards say for you. For your love, passions, and interests, we have the Hermit in reverse. So you might be feeling a little bit alone and depressed, because of this dream that you set yourself up for that, you know, wasn't realistic to begin with, that's why it is a dream, or like a fantasy, you know, but we'll clarify. For your outcome, we have the Eight of Swords, which is like this entanglement, this self-inflicted, you see how the swan's tangled up in barbed wire. It's like that exhausted, helpless, like just really, really entangled in your thoughts, like a lot of brain confusion and fog, kind of like what I'm feeling right now. So we'll go through. Can I please clarify the Two of Swords in reverse for the recent past for Sagittarius, please? Two of Swords in reverse for Sagittarius. Yeah. So we have the Nine of Swords here. So this indecision really kept you up. It might not have literally kept you awake, but it kept you, I kind of like had like this haunted feeling, like, oh God, I can't get this out of, oh God, I can't get this out of my head. Why won't it go away? I don't know what to decide. Clarify this, please. And it took, you know, you have to balance your waters to be able to see, you know, clear your waters. This water is super clear, and that's when you can make those decisions. So in your recent past, it's just like that decision took a lot of time, and, you know, being able, yourself, this is you know, you had to rely on yourself, your stability, your emotion to get through that and make a clear decision. And it took patience with yourself and maybe whoever or whatever this situation, you know, took. So can I clarify existence in the recent past, please? You had real clarity about it though afterwards. I feel like afterwards it kind of gave you, after you made the decision, you felt free to enjoy existence, and it, you know, able to communicate better, able to see things better. It just kind of like freed you a little bit, like cut the cord of illusion. Yeah, it took a lot of strength to do it though. It took a lot of compassion and patience, because, you know, if she were to use force with this lion, he would bite her hand off. So I think you really handled this past situation in a very healthy way. Can I clarify the dream for Sagittarius for the current situation? Can I clarify? Oh. Yeah, so I have the Six of Wands for your dream here. The Hermit, the Emperor. So you might be like, we have the Hermit twice. So while you, okay, you have this fantasy, right, of this like special love or this special success, or, you know, wherever your passions lie. You have this, you know, great fantasy where you have this successful, strong, kind of like power couple connection, but that is making you become alone, because when you meet someone with expectations and you say, you know, subliminally say, I need this much to, you know, be with me, you know, you're being strong and not bending to what others might want or need out of a relationship, then you're setting yourself up to be alone, and you're setting yourself up for a trap. You're like putting barriers around yourself when you have all of these expectations in this fantasy. You're like, and you're confining the relationship. You're making the relationship unable to go even past that great fantasy. It couldn't even go better than that great fantasy because you're setting it up like that, you know. Can I clarify the Emperor current situation? We have the Emperor twice for your current situation, so once in reverse. Clarify the Emperor in reverse, please. Yeah, you want to see something happen. You want stuff to happen right now. You want this, whatever this fantasy is, you want it to happen right now. And you're willing to do anything to make it happen. You're ready for that offer of love, of harmony, and compatibility, and just like a reciprocative love. But it is kind of taking you out of your power, because you might be putting too much weight on it. You can want things all you want, but when you obsess over it, it's not really manifesting it anymore at that point. It's just kind of like making yourself sorrowful. You know, when you free yourself from that kind of stuff, it helps so much. It doesn't make you feel so low and drained. Can I clarify the Queen of Cups, please? Queen of Cups in reverse for the abilities this week for Sagittarius. So all of this like fighting and defending yourself against all of this love that isn't what your fantasy is, all of this like, you know, just like boundaries to things that you don't, there's sometimes no need to have boundaries to, you know, it's just, it's kind of like being too picky a little bit. It's making you drained and tired, and that Queen of Cups in reverse, and it's like blocking your blessings. It's blocking, you know, that family radiance that could come in. Can I clarify the Hermit in reverse, please, for love, passions, interest, Hermit in reverse. I have the High Priestess, Judgment. That's too many cards. Okay, so you're really, really at this point just like fighting for the sake of fighting. And it's going to take a little bit of a wake-up call to pull you out of this depressed, like lonely state. And you need to tap back into your inner knowing, your inner intuition, and kind of like call yourself out on this fantasy, you know, and realize, you know, other people have their fantasies too, but they're willing to bend for love, right? Love, passions, interests, please. Okay, yeah, all of these like boundaries and rules and standards and this dream love that just isn't realistic, you know, holding people to this kind of standard is going to exhaust you and leave you kind of like depleted, and it's going to like, yeah, it's a tired feeling. You might be with either, I feel like you might be with like a Gemini, Cancer cusp, maybe, I don't know. It's like watery air feeling. 8 of Swords for the outcome, please. 8 of Swords for the outcome for Sagittarius. Right when I said Cancer, the Chariot. And then the Knight of Pentacles. So something that you're moving towards, it's moving slow, but it's being built on a good foundation. It's being built well. It's quality work. Whether it be like a person or a relationship, it's being built to standard. And you're kind of trying to just gain new perspective about things, because this entanglement, you're not about it. You're not about it. You want to get clarity. You want to cut yourself free from that yet again. And you want to regain your power, regain your knowing, and probably maybe go learn something new or reconnect with your spirituality. But overall, you're just really wanting the love. You're just wanting that pouring over, extremely passionate, unbridled love. And I don't think you're going to let it debilitate you at all. I think it's just going to get close. It's going to feel like it's getting close, but that's going to make you really get into your power and become your full self on your own. And you'll gain, you know, some clarity. It's going to be new. It's going to be a little bit, maybe a little naive clarity. and you're gonna feel good about it. You're gonna feel like kind of strong and empowered by it, but just realize that that fantasy it won't serve you. It's just gonna hurt you and your relationships. One more for the outcome, please. When you let go of this dream of holding people to unrealistic standards, then you have this. It doesn't have to necessarily be kids and, you know, all that, but it's your wish fulfillment. It's exactly what you've been waiting for, you've been busting your butt for. Just relax and release. I'm going to pull one medicine card for you. Sagittarius, May 11th through the 17th for Sagittarius. Yes, have an abundance mindset, turkey in reverse. So you might be having like a mindset of lack, and that's like, it's manifesting lack. So if you have an abundance mindset, it can all flow to you. This can also mean like family connections and stuff like that. So maybe if you reconnect with family, you can really feel, because you absolutely might be love deprived, but you can absolutely go to your family and get that love for now until you're able to clear your mind of this unrealistic situation. Because when you have an abundance mindset, look at that. And look at that. So that's all you, Sagittarius. I hope you have a good week, and thank you so much for watching.